The world trains you to believe that calm is fragile, that one insult, one delay, one disrespect is enough to break it. Stoicism teaches the opposite. Calm is not something you lose, it's something you fail to protect. Look at the image. Hands together, eyes lowered, body still. Nothing about that posture is passive. It's contained power. Most people think calm means nothing affects you because nothing touches you. That's childish. Life will hit you. People will provoke you. Events will go wrong. The Stoic question is never, how do I avoid disturbance? It's, why am I giving this permission to disturb me? Marcus Aurelius wrote that you always have the option of having no opinion, and that sentence alone dismantles most human suffering, because the moment you form an opinion, this is unfair, this shouldn't happen, they disrespected me, you've already lit the fire inside your chest. This video is not about becoming emotionless, it's about becoming unreactive. There is a difference. In the next moments, you'll learn the foundation behind 12 Stoic principles that help you never lose your calm. Not by suppressing emotions, but by understanding them so clearly they no longer control you. If you master this, nothing external will be able to hijack your nervous system again. Let's begin with the first and most important Stoic principle, the one that all the others depend on. Principle 1. Separate events from judgments. Nothing disturbs you directly. Not traffic, not insults, not delays, not betrayal. What disturbs you is the story you attach to what happened. Epictetus taught that events are neutral, they simply occur. Your mind rushes in afterward and decides what they mean. A foolish mind does this instantly. A Stoic mind pauses. Someone cuts you off in traffic. The event is metal moving faster than expected. That's it. The judgment is, they disrespected me. And now your heart rate rises, your jaw tightens, your calm disappears. The Stoic removes the second step. He says, this happened, and stops there. This is not denial. This is discipline. You don't deny reality. You deny unnecessary interpretation. Marcus Aurelius practiced this constantly. He would reduce situations to their bare facts to strip them of emotional charge. An insult becomes sound waves. A delay becomes time passing. A loss becomes change. When you do this, calm is no longer fragile. It becomes structural. Principle 2. What's outside your control is none of your business. This sounds simple. It is not. Most people intellectually understand control. Emotionally, they ignore it. You don't control other people's opinions, other people's moods, other people's choices, outcomes, timing. Yet most stress comes from wrestling with exactly these things. Stoicism teaches the dichotomy of control for a reason. It's the foundation of inner peace. When you try to control what isn't yours, your calm leaks away. A Stoic man asks one question when something happens. Is this mine to handle? If yes, he acts. If not, he releases it. No complaining. No arguing with reality. No emotional negotiations. Seneca warned that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Trying to control the uncontrollable is pure imagination. Calm returns the moment you drop that burden. Principle 3. Delay your reaction. Most people lose their calm not because of what happens, but because of how fast they respond. Speed is the enemy of wisdom. The Stoics trained themselves to insert a pause between stimulus and response. That pause is where freedom lives. When someone provokes you, your body reacts before your mind. That's biology. Stoicism doesn't fight biology. It outgrows it. You feel the surge, and you don't obey it. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the mind becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. The pause allows you to choose the color. Reacting instantly feels powerful. It isn't. It's automatic. Calm men are slow to speak, not because they lack confidence, but because they don't outsource control to impulse. This alone will separate you from most people. Now notice something important. We've only covered 3 principles, and already the definition of calm has changed. It's no longer about avoiding life. It's about mastering your inner responses to it. In the next part, we'll go deeper into emotional detachment, into expectation management, into why wanting fairness destroys peace. If you want to build this mindset daily, subscribe to Quiet Stoics. This channel is for people who want unshakable calm in a noisy world, not motivation, not hype, but inner discipline that actually works. Calm is not something you have. It's something you practice under pressure. Most people believe they're calm until life tests them. A delay, a disrespect, a loss of control, and suddenly their philosophy disappears. Stoicism was never designed for comfort. It was designed for impact. That's why the next principles are not gentle. They challenge the way you expect the world to behave. Principle 4. Drop the demand for fairness. This is where most people lose their calm permanently. They carry a silent contract in their mind. If I behave well, life should reward me. If I work hard, people should respect me. If I'm honest, things should go my way. Stoicism destroys this contract, not because it's cruel, but because it's false. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the universe does not owe you comfort, it owes you reality. The demand for fairness creates constant friction with life. Every time something goes wrong, your mind screams, "This shouldn't be happening." And that single sentence is enough to break your calm. A Stoic removes should from his vocabulary. He replaces it with is. This happened. This is reality. Now what is required of me? Calm returns when resistance ends. Principle 5. Expect people to act like people. Most emotional pain comes from unrealistic expectations of others. You expect consistency from inconsistent beings, maturity from immature minds, self-awareness from egos that have never been examined. And when they fail, you're shocked. Stoicism teaches premeditatio malorum, the practice of mentally rehearsing difficulty, not to become pessimistic, but to become prepared. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every morning that he would encounter meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest people, not to judge them, to avoid being surprised by them. When you expect flawed behavior, it stops feeling personal. Disrespect loses its sting when it was already anticipated. Principle 6. Detach from outcomes, attach to conduct. This principle alone can end anxiety. Most people attach their calm to outcomes. Success, approval, results. And outcomes are unstable. A Stoic attaches his peace to his behavior. Did I act with discipline? Did I speak with restraint? Did I do what was within my control? If yes, the result is irrelevant. Epictetus taught that no one can harm you unless you cooperate with them. When you outsource calm to outcomes, you cooperate with chaos. When you anchor calm to conduct, you become unshakable. Principle 7. Don't rehearse suffering. Your mind has a dangerous habit. It replays what hasn't happened yet. Arguments, losses, failures, and your nervous system reacts as if they are real. Seneca warned that we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Most people live their lives in rehearsal for disasters that never arrive. Stoicism cuts this loop. When your mind drifts into future pain, you bring it back to the present task, not with force, with discipline. Calm is found in what you are doing now, not in what might happen later. Principle 8. Silence is an active skill. Silence is not avoidance, it's restraint. Most people talk to relieve inner tension. They explain, they justify, they argue. A Stoic speaks to be effective. Marcus Aurelius wrote that it is better to leave wrong undone than to right it with noise. Silence denies others access to your emotional world. Not everyone deserves a response. Not every thought deserves expression. When you master silence, you control the pace of every interaction. Calm deepens when speech becomes intentional. Now step back again. Notice how these principles shift your relationship with life. You're no longer fighting reality. You're no longer demanding comfort. You're no longer shocked by human behavior. You're becoming grounded, and grounded people are hard to shake. In the next part, we'll complete the framework. The final principles deal with identity, ego, and the illusion of control over reputation. This is where calm becomes permanent, not situational. If this mindset resonates, subscribe to Quiet Stoics. This channel is about building a mind that cannot be hijacked. Principle 9. Release the need to be seen correctly. This is one of the hardest lessons a man ever learns. Most people don't want peace. They want to be understood. They want others to see their intentions, their struggles, their goodness. And when that doesn't happen, they suffer. Stoicism cuts straight through this. Marcus Aurelius wrote that it is not necessary for everyone to think well of you. It is only necessary that you think well of your actions. The need to be understood is an ego attachment. It ties your calm to other people's perception. and perception is unstable. People will misunderstand you. They will mislabel you. They will reduce you to a single moment. A foolish mind fights this, explains, justifies, defends. A stoic mind lets misunderstanding exist. Because if your conduct is clean, confusion cannot harm you. Calm deepens the moment you stop trying to manage how you are seen. Principle 10. Your reputation is not your property. This principle shocks most people. You think your reputation belongs to you. It doesn't. It lives in other people's minds, which means it's outside your control. Epictetus was clear. If something is not yours to command, it is not worth emotional investment. Yet people sacrifice their peace daily to protect an image they don't own. They react to rumors. They panic over opinions. They burn energy correcting narratives. Stoicism teaches a brutal truth. You cannot control what others say about you, but you can control whether you let it disturb you. A calm man understands this. He builds his character privately and lets reputation form naturally. If it forms well, fine. If it doesn't, still fine. His peace is not for sale. Principle 11. Ego is the true source of disturbance. This is where everything connects. Every loss of calm traces back to ego. Someone disrespects you. Your ego is wounded. You react. Someone succeeds faster than you. Your ego compares. You resent. Someone criticizes you. Your ego panics. You defend. Stoicism does not destroy ego by force. It starves it. Marcus Aurelius practiced constant humility, not weakness, perspective. He reminded himself that he was temporary, fallible, one small part of a vast system. When ego shrinks, calm expands. You stop taking things personally, because nothing was ever about you to begin with. This is not self-hatred. It's self-liberation. Principle 12. Remember how small this moment really is. This is the final anchor. When something feels overwhelming, it's because your perspective has collapsed into the present second. Stoicism restores scale. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself of time. How quickly everything passes. How soon this moment will be irrelevant. The insult you're angry about, gone. The embarrassment you replay, forgotten. The frustration that feels unbearable, temporary. Calm returns when you zoom out. Not emotionally, logically. You ask, will this matter in a year? In 5? After I'm gone? Most disturbances fail that test instantly. Now step back and look at the full picture. You don't lose calm because life is hard. You lose calm because you resist reality, protect ego, chase control, and cling to perception. Stoicism removes each of those attachments. Not overnight, but permanently. Calm becomes your default state, not because nothing happens, but because nothing owns you anymore. This is why Stoic calm feels intimidating to others. It can't be baited, it can't be rushed, it can't be manipulated. And that's the kind of calm the image represents. Hands together, body still, mind untouched. If this philosophy is reshaping how you see yourself and the world, subscribe to Quiet Stoics. This channel is for those who want more than motivation. They want mastery, over impulse, over ego, over chaos. In the final part, we'll bring all 12 principles together into daily life. How to apply them in conversations, conflict, work, and silence. First, how a Stoic man moves through a normal day. He wakes up without demanding the day be pleasant. That alone protects his calm. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every morning that difficulty was guaranteed. Not to dread it, to neutralize surprise. When nothing is expected, nothing feels like an attack. A Stoic man does not ask, how do I feel about today? He asks, what is required of me today? That shift alone eliminates anxiety. In conversation, this is how Stoic calm appears. Someone interrupts him. He doesn't rush to reclaim dominance. Why? Because he doesn't confuse speaking with power. He waits. Not passively, deliberately. Silence forces others to reveal themselves. Most people talk too much because they're uncomfortable inside their own head. A Stoic man is not. He speaks when clarity improves the situation. He stays quiet when speech would only feed ego. This is why his words carry weight. They are rare. In conflict, Stoic calm becomes surgical. Someone disrespects him. His body reacts. That's human. But his mind does not obey. He remembers the principles instantly. This is an event, not a judgment. This is outside my control. This does not threaten my character, so he does not escalate. He does not explain. He does not perform anger. He responds only if it serves order. Otherwise, he exits. Not as retreat, as refusal. Refusal to participate in chaos. At work, stoic calm becomes an advantage. Others panic over deadlines, recognition, office politics. The stoic focuses on conduct. He asks, did I act with discipline? Did I control what was mine to control? He does not attach his self-worth to praise, so criticism cannot shake him. He improves quietly. And here's the paradox. People trust calm people with responsibility, not because they talk about competence, because they radiate stability. With emotions, stoicism becomes freedom. A stoic man does not suppress emotion. He observes it. Anger appears. He notes it. He does not obey it. Sadness arrives. He allows it to pass without building a story around it. Anxiety whispers. He returns to the present task. He understands emotions are weather, not commands. This is why his inner world stays orderly even when life is not. With failure, stoic calm becomes resilience. Failure does not collapse his identity, because his identity was never built on outcomes. He does not say, this defines me. He says, this instructs me. Seneca taught that difficulty strengthens the mind the way labor strengthens the body. The Stoic uses failure as training, not as evidence of inadequacy. Calm returns quickly when failure loses its meaning. With success, Stoic calm becomes humility. He does not become arrogant because he knows success is temporary. He does not become addicted because he knows outcomes are unstable. He enjoys progress without attaching identity to it. This protects him from the emotional crashes that destroy others. Now look at the full transformation. You began with a mind that reacted to everything. Opinions, delays, disrespect, unfairness. Now you end with a mind that filters everything. Is this within my control? Is this worth my energy? Does this deserve a response? Most things fail those questions. And that's the secret. Calm is not about handling everything well. It's about refusing to handle what doesn't matter. The image said, don't let anything affect you. That doesn't mean nothing touches you. It means nothing owns you. You feel, but you are not ruled. You experience, but you are not shaken. You live fully, but you remain centered. That is stoic calm. Not coldness, not indifference, but mastery. If this philosophy speaks to you, if you want to continue building a mind that cannot be hijacked by chaos, make sure you subscribe to Quiet Stoics. This channel is for those who choose discipline over drama, awareness over impulse, and calm over noise. Guard your inner world, because when nothing inside you is chaotic, nothing outside can control you.